Most dispatchers quit before they ever even renew their LLC for the first time. Yes, most dispatchers quit in the first year. And let me tell you something. It's not because they weren't smart. It's not because it was a bad idea. It's not because the business isn't what it should be. It's strictly because they built the wrong foundation or they didn't build one at all. Okay? Let's talk about why 90% of new dispatchers fail and how to not be one of them. Okay? It's your girl, Coach G. And I've trained over 1,000 dispatchers and helped many hit 5 and 6 figure months. But the ones who quit, they all have the same blind spots and these same issues. And we're going to make sure that you don't have those after you watch this video today. So buckle up. Let me give you some real strategy about how to make sure that you stay in business past your first year with your dispatch company. So number one, they never had a strategy. They just wanted to start the dispatch business, right? So they were winging it in business, right? They had no niche. They didn't want to work with any particular equipment type, or they didn't know if they wanted to work with new authorities or old authorities or refrigerated trucks or flatbed trucks or box trucks. They just took everybody, right? They had no niche, no expertise in what they wanted to do and who they were working with. They had no onboarding flow at all. They ended up doing the marketing. They may have had 10, 20 carriers trying to do business with them, but they had no onboarding flow at all. No repeatable process to bring on new clients in their business, which caused them to break. Remember, you don't rise to your goals. You fall to your systems, okay? They also had no outbound process. They didn't know what their marketing process looked like. What does it look like from, okay, I'm posting content. I'm doing the Blitz formula. I'm posting content. I'm initiating email marketing. I'm leveraging cold calling. I'm touching in person and going to truck stops, and I'm zapping them with text messages, and I'm doing all this, but you have no outreach process. So once they say, hey, okay, what do? Do they go to your link in bio? Do they schedule a call? Do they go to your website? Do they fill out a form? What does someone do once they make up in their mind, yes, I want to see if I'm a good fit to work with this particular dispatch company? You got to have your processes in place. All they had was drive, motivation, and vibes. And that's not enough, okay? We must have strategy in all of these things. If you haven't already, go back and review the video that I talk about of a 3-step intake process, an onboard process for your carriers. It's going to give you a lot of great information for you to build out your onboarding process, okay? But without having an onboarding flow, without having a niche of what particular equipment type you're working with, and what your outbound process is or your outreach process when it comes to marketing, you are doomed and set up for failure. You are not going to make it 3 months, let alone to a year. Okay? The next point I have is they burn out fast. Okay? Let me tell you a little story. When I first started dispatching, I ran an ad on Facebook, and before I know it, I had up to 7 clients, 7 trucks that I was dispatching for. And when I tell you that I was literally exhausted, I didn't have a minute of time to do anything. I was dispatching, looking for loads, sending emails, talking to brokers, doing factoring, invoicing. I was falling behind on invoicing. My carriers would say, hey, I want to pay you. Can you send me an invoice? That's how busy I was at just 7 trucks. Okay? So it's so easy for you to get burnt out and to feel like you just don't want to do it anymore because the workload is so heavy, because there's no system or rhyme or reason to anything that you're doing, okay? So a lot of these people who burn out fast, it's because they take any client. All money's not good money. Every client is not your client. You need to come up with some type of criteria in order for you to say if this is a good fit for you, yay or nay. Right? Also, they undercharge. You're offering all of these services, but you're trying to be competitive and you're really undercutting yourself. You have no real pricing strategy. You must develop a pricing strategy for your businesses and the services that you offer to these clients and to your carriers so that you know you're getting an even exchange for the value that you are providing to them, okay? They also work 12-hour days. You don't even have a time SOP. A time SOP or a time standard operating procedure for your business. Okay? If you are a member or a student of the Dispatcher Domination Bundle, you do have those blank SOP templates included. And if you're not a member and you want to act fast and skip the fluff, you can use the description box below to take a look at the Dispatcher Domination course bundle. Okay? But make and create yourself a time SOP. You should have a time that you clock in and you should have a time that you clock out. Okay? Now, I'm not saying you need to physically be clocking in and physically clocking out, but you need to know what time you plan on being at work. If your day starts at 9 and you get off at 5, so be it. If your day starts at 6 a.m. and you want to be out by 1 p.m., so be it. But you need to have it written down. Also, put your lunch in there as well. Take breaks. Okay? Understand that you are a CEO who is operating a business and treat yourself like an employee of said business. Because guess what? When you hire dispatchers and come in, they need a lunch. They need a set time to clock in and a set time to clock out. So position and do yourself like this from day one. As an entrepreneur, no one is pushing you and making you go to work. These are things that you have to find within yourself. So creating a time SOP or a time standard operating procedures of a strict roadmap to follow can help you so much from day one in your business. And also, after all of these things where they've just been taking any client, working 12-hour days, undercharging or having no pricing strategy to charge for their services, after 3 months, they're done with dispatching. They don't want to do it anymore. They're burnt out. They're tired. It's chaotic. It doesn't feel good. It's stressful. Okay? So fixing these things can help you eliminate burnout fast. Okay? And my last point is they never learn sales or systems. Okay? Dispatchers who last, they have offers and packages. They're able to clearly define exactly what it is that they do and who they serve. When I meet with my mentorship students, the first thing I say to them that we need to figure out is what you do and who you serve. What is your mission statement for your business and what are your core values? Who is this company? Who is this entity? That is important. Also, they have automations, okay? You need to implement automations in your business. If there is anything that is a repeatable task, whether it be sending over an agreement, sending out an email, sending out an invoice, these are not things that you need to be manually doing in your business anymore. You can't do that day to day and find it sustainable for scale, okay? You have to implement automations for repeatable processes and tasks if it can be done. You shouldn't manually be sending out invoices. You shouldn't manually be sending over agreements to be signed. Okay? These things can be automated and taken off of your day-to-day plate so that you can focus on getting new clients, bringing in more revenue. As the CEO, you are the visionary. You had this vision to build this business in the first place. Okay? So I need you to stay in that visionary capacity. All right? And also, they don't have clear expectations. Okay? They've never set any clear goals or expectations for their business. I'm going to give you a breakdown for you to set clear goals and expectations in your business from day one that are going to help you stay in business for at least a year, right? Past that 30-day, 90-day, 180-day mark. I want you to sit down and design your North Star. I want you to create a North Star or your ideal place or goal where you'd like to be in business every year. Every year I sit down and I come up with my North Star. My North Star was to become the #1 educator in the trucking industry. That was my North Star for this year. So then you can break those things down by quarter on what is going to help me achieve that North Star. What's going to help me be the top educator in the logistics space this year. And I set those things into quarterly goals for Q1, Q2, Q3, Q4. Then I take those quarterly goals and break them into monthly goals. And then I take those monthly goals and I break them into weekly goals. This allows me to see my year at a glance, so I know exactly where I'm going to be a year from now because I've already written the vision and made it plain. Okay? So you have to set clear expectations and clear goals for yourself using methods like the North Star method to help bring things into fruition and to give you longevity in business. Okay? Most people who are in this space, they literally just post and pray. There's no real strategy or intention behind what they're doing. No, faith without works is dead. So we're going to be intentional. We're going to be strategic. And then we're going to have faith and believe that God is going to do what he told us he would do in our businesses from there. Okay? So if you are serious about building a dispatch business that lasts, I break all of this down in my free masterclass called How to Start a Dispatch Business Without Leaving Your 9-to-5 with no CDL and no experience. You can register for this free masterclass right down in the description box below. We love to have you in there so you can get some tangible information on how to run your business and how to help you. If you want to make it past your first year in business, build structure. Okay? Stop settling for scraps. Stop throwing everything at the wall and seeing what sticks, right? Have a real system and stop skipping steps. I've been in business since 2019 and I skipped a lot of steps prior to me getting to where I am right now. The reason why I'm educating and teaching is because instead of it taking you 6 years to do it, you can do it in 6 months because the structure and the layout is going to be handed to you. Okay? Watch the masterclass. It's the exact roadmap that I teach my $5,000 mentorship students that I'm providing for you for free. So if you almost quit dispatching, if you're thinking about quitting dispatching, let me know in the comments what might have helped you stay in the game, okay? Or if you're worried about not making it past your first year, let me know some of those worries that you have in the comments so we can dispel some of that fear and get you on the road to a profitable dispatch CEO, baby. Okay? And also, I want you to subscribe to the channel, like, and share. In our next video, we're going to be exposing the carriers that you should not work with. So please make sure you hit that subscribe button, hit that bell, and I will see